Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris Stollings. You know me here on YouTube as MarauderEX, and this is Operation Recap, where I talk about a couple of the stories that may have slipped through the cracks this week. This week has actually been a fairly slow news week, so I only got a couple of stories for you today. They're kind of interesting though, so let's jump right into it and see what we got. The first one, Capcom reevaluating / canceling some titles in development. There's a shocker. I mean, really. Alright, so, the flop of Resident Evil 6 and Devil May Cry, not really flops, but they just did not sell well enough to Capcom's liking. So they're doing a little internal house cleaning, seeing what they want to keep. They're not sure what they're doing, it seems. It seems like they're torn between being a AAA studio and then bringing out games that will sell better. It's kind of a... Because they keep putting all this AAA resources into things that just aren't doing well. And they're no stranger to canceling titles. I mean, every Mega Man title in the last couple of years has been canceled. Mega Man Legends 3, Mega Man Universe, I believe it was, the kind of weird multiplayer mix-and-match style game. They did Mega Man and Street Fighter as a anniversary gag gift, but they didn't sell that. They just gave it away for free. So I don't really know what's going on with Capcom these days, guys. I don't know. But check out the article for the in-depth analysis that was done, because it is an interesting read, but it's still one of those things that you read Capcom's reevaluating and you facepalm when the memory of, Mega Man Legends 3 was still there, because, yeah. Next up, couple of interesting titles. This is all Nintendo-related titles, because Nintendo's been the only ones that actually, throw anything out there. Monolith X and Shin Megami Tensei / Fire Emblem are coming out in the West. Monolith's off the people who did Xenoblade, that little game. They have already announced a sequel, right now titled just X. A trailer has been released for it of just kind of mix and match. Very little actual information on the game. In fact, there was debate on whether or not the trailer was really for X or if it was just, a tech demo. There's still a lot of up in the air, but they have confirmed they are working on a new game. It's X. It's going to come out in the US, and seeing as how much of an impact Xenoblade had, with little folks like us here at Rainfall, that's actually ridiculously good news. And then the Shin Megami Tensei / Fire Emblem game, which just seems like a ridiculous crossover. You would not expect these two things to go well together, but apparently they're going as well together as peanut butter and chocolate in a Reese cup, so the fact that that's been announced is actually a big deal as well. So I'm really looking forward to playing that, because I'm not a big fan of the Shin Megami games personally, but I do love me some Fire Emblem. Permanent deaths in a tactical game. You don't get much more hardcore than that. You really don't. And last up, again with Nintendo, this one I'm going to keep kind of short, because one of my wonderful coworkers is actually going to do a very interesting opinion piece on this, that he's doing roundtable discussion with some of the staff. I've already thrown my 2 cents into that, so I'm going to keep my 2 cents out of this and just keep it strictly news. Nintendo is not having an official press event at E3. They're not doing the big, hey, come look and see what we got. They are doing a couple of closed-door events, and they are leaving most of their information to the Nintendo Directs. Yeah. Again, I want to keep my 2 cents out of it, but the only thing I will say about it was the fact that their last Nintendo Direct, where they announced Earthbound, kind of blew me away. I mean, that Nintendo Direct was almost as much as, some smaller companies' entire E3 press dockets. But for a company as big as Nintendo, who knows? But it is still a huge surprise that they are not going to be doing a press event. I'm a little saddened. Because I do love watching, Miyamoto on stage, because he's just so excited to be there. It's awesome. It's like a kid in a candy store. So yeah, that's really it. Your question for this week, what are you excited about E3? Like, the fact that there's going to be 2 consoles being shown off, both Microsoft and Sony. Are you looking forward to seeing what Nintendo still has up their sleeve? Maybe, something, just a rabbit out of a hat. Is there a specific game from another publisher you guys are looking for? Because I'm not as hyped up about this year's E3 as I should be. I guess it's the fact that I'm looking at it more as a work standpoint, as a fun standpoint, but I'm just not as hyped about it this year. So tell me what you guys are interested in and get me hyped for E3. I want to be hyped. So yeah, that's been your recap for this week. We'll catch you guys later.